Hi Jessica, this is Lori. I'm looking down because I'm looking at myself, but if I look up, I can look in the camera. This is Freckles. Say hi, Frick. Say hi, Frick. Anyway, and we're in my office, which is a bit of a mess because my husband is doing some plumbing, and the plumbing is actually under the house, and under the house is a little hatch right here where you can get there. Anyway, I'm so excited about being able to videotape for you, and I'm hoping to be able to give you a little picture of all of my dogs, kind of through the video, and also to be able to introduce myself in a visual way. Here we go again. I got your letter in front of me, and I know that you've been doing a lot of soul searching, and that maybe some of this you might have changed your mind on, but I thought it might be helpful if we kind of went through some of the things that you said. And one of the things you say is agility people are not so interested in lines, but in the genetic proof of what the potential the puppies are likely to have or be free of. I agree to a large extent that this is a really good tool, and that I think we'll see healthier dogs in a lot of ways. I'm just not so sure it's like you said, it's a tool, and part of it is, the other part is knowing your lines, knowing genetics, not for diseases, but to see how the dog is going to end up. If you want a dog like Freckles, you want his head. If he's bred, like we were talking about breeding to Rizzo, if he was bred to a dog who was prepotent for themselves, it doesn't matter. That head is not going to come through. And so it's the combination of the male and the female, as well as, you know, the genetics that play around it in their bodies. And DNA is only one part of it. The temperament issue. You don't know by doing a genetic testing what kind of temperament your dog's going to have. But you do know what kind of temperament they may have if you know the sire and dam and the grandsire and the granddam and the great-grandsire and the great-granddams. You have an idea. There are lines where rage runs through them. Very few, I haven't seen any in the Aussies, but we had it in the Schipperkes. And rage is where their eyes actually turn red and they attack for no reason at all. And those dogs have had to be put down. That's an instance where it doesn't matter how many testing you do. It's what the dog itself is like. And that's one of the concerns I have. Even though he may be a lovely specimen, if his parents are not very well temperamented and he tends to be prepotent for himself, you will come up with temperament issues. And you only have the word of somebody that you really don't know. I know you had to take a chance on me, and I appreciate that. But I think you also understood I was pretty cautious, and I took my time. And I think that's something that when you place a dog of value to both you and to the breeding program, something that you would want to do is just to be a little bit more cautious. Another thing that you talk about is the tool, and really what other people in the UK is you feel would want in a dog, and especially in a mini Aussie. I have to say that as the breed gets more popular, because see, I was in the breed when it wasn't quite as popular. I was one of the people that actually, besides Karen Heller, really actively worked at breeding standard to mini, because I went into there to the shows and I looked at the dogs and I said, yuck. They're slab-sided, they've lost their coat, they've lost their structure, the front doesn't move the same as the back. It wasn't a good package. And then on top of it, it didn't look like an Aussie. It looked like it was heading for a different breed. And I think it's a really important thing that you understand that you're building a foundation for the UK, and you do need to take in consideration everything, and that includes your genetic testing as well as your type. And that's the thing that they were losing, was type. There is a reason why a lot of those small dogs are coming from America overseas, and yet you're not seeing a lot of the dogs that are leaving their same pedigrees championing over dogs like mine. It's because in the US we have realized that size comes with a very big price, and most of the price is I'm not willing to pay it. So I've looked and studied, and it's kind of hard, but I think that at this point, going back and forth between mini and standards is the only thing we can do right now, because we'll box ourselves in again. And you have that problem, or you will have that problem. And so sometimes it's better to pick a combination. What's better? And sometimes, even though a dog is beautiful, it doesn't mean he'll throw it. And a lot of those smaller dogs coming from those lines are very inconsistent. Others aren't. Some throw that nice small thing, but the dogs kind of morph. And when you put them in the show ring with dogs like ours, the judges consistently pick ours. So if you're looking for the size issue for the agility, I understand that. But just understand that your dogs are not going to be the same representative that maybe that you want in the end.